Hi guys, this is Umakant. Now in this session we are going to see the topic about the introduction to C programming language. See what is meant by C programming language, in what purpose we are using the C programming language. Let us see about that. See, C programming language, it is the high level language. By help of the C language we can develop any kind of software, whether it is in system side or whether it is in application side. We can develop any kind of software by help of this C programming language. See, let us see about the system software. What are the system softwares are there? BIOS, that is basic input and output system, and second one operating system, and the third one translators. These and all examples of system software. By help of this C language we can develop these kind of softwares. See, operating system, for example Unix, where there Linux, Windows, DOS, these and all operating system. Such kind of operating system we can develop by help of C language. The Unix operating system, it is developed by help of C language only. Next, let us see about the translator. This translator mainly it is used in all the programming language. This translator is used to translate the high level language to low level language. There were the two types of translators were there. The one is compiler, another one is interpreter. In C language, what type of translator we are using is compiler. By help of the compiler we are translating our high level language to machine code language, that is low level language. Low level language is nothing but machine language. See, first you should know one thing. If you are entering the letter A, for example I am saying, this A will not store directly to the system, because system it will understand only the binary numbers. That means it will understand whether it is 0 or 1. That is the binary number, zeros and ones. So how to convert our high level language to low level language? By help of the translator only we can convert it to low level language. See, in C, suppose in C programming language we are writing a coding. 10 line coding means this 10 line coding should be translated to machine language. Then only the machine can do some instruction or machine can do some processing. So this high level, what are the program we have typed in C language, it should be converted to low level language. To convert to low level language, these translators were used. In C, compiler, there are two types of translator is there. Compiler we are using in C programming languages. See, if 10 line is there means after completing the 10 lines we can translate these 10 lines to machine code by help of the compiler. Suppose if interpreter means in Visual Basic we are using that is one kind of language. In that we are using the interpreter. The interpreter, what it will do? It will translate same process only. It will translate to low level language line by line. That means statement by statement. If 10 line program, for example if you are writing in Visual Basic means for each and every line, that is each and every statement, after the completing the statement, automatically what that interpreter will do? It will convert that line high level language, that is user readable line to machine readable, that is machine code language, that is low level languages. This is the difference between these two. One is compiler and interpreter. Next we will see about the application softwares. See, by help of C we can develop application software also. So what are the application software is there? Text editor is there, database is there, graphics is there, next games is there. Such kind of applications we can develop by help of this C programming language. See, very first the C was developed. What purpose the C language was developed is to develop the operating system only. Unix and all we have developed by help of the C programming language only. What is the role of operating system? See, each and every computer, without operating system we can't run the system, because this operating system, it acts as a bridge between the application software and hardware, that is system hardware. Suppose if you want to store some files, for example in text editor, if you are creating a file and you want to store that file to the hard disk or magnetic disk or CD drives or anything, pen drive, anything, if you want to store, means by help of this operating system only we can move a file or copy a file. Suppose if we want to take some printout, each and every processing will be done by help of this operating system. Such kind of operating system we can develop by help of this C programming language. So a person, suppose if he was genius in C programming language, means he can learn any kind of programming language very easily and very fast, very quickly. So this is the C programming language is the base. Next, let us see the introduction about the C programming language, that is history of the C programming language. See, this C programming language was developed at 1972. It is developed by Dennis Ritchie at Bell Laboratories, that is located in USA. See, before the C language, the previous languages were ALGOL, BCPL, B. These are the language which were used at older days. See, that languages are, it has some flaw, that means the execution time is very slow and we can't do, it doesn't support system utilities, complete system utilities. So Dennis Ritchie, he decided to develop a language for fast execution, and another one main thing is fully it should support system side. So he developed the C programming languages. The C programming language was inherited or developed by help of the previous language BCPL and B. See, now we will see the history. First one, history. The previous languages ALGOL, BCPL, B. After that only the C language has developed. See, the C language, it is developed by help of BCPL and B. It is inherited by the features from these two languages. After completing this C language, widely everywhere the C language is commonly used because it was fast in nature. Next, let us see about the advantage of the C programming language. C programming language is, it is very portable one. That means once we create a program that can be run in any kind of systems, that is platform independent. And second advantage is it has only 32 keywords, limited keywords only. So it was very easy to learn. And third advantage is we can develop any kind of software. That means whether system kernel side, system side or application side. So these and all advantages of the C programming language. See, before we learning about the programming side, first let us see the basic things, the basic rules about what are the things we should remember before we are going to coding part. See, C language is fully, that is case sensitive. That means we should use only the lower case letter. When we are writing coding, the coding should be in small letters, that is lower case letters. And each and every time when we are declaring a statement, that statement should be completed within the semicolon. That semicolon, it refers the end of the statement. So if a line, suppose if you are writing some 10 or 20 statements, means each statement after the end it will be, we should declare semicolon. These and all common rules we should know before seeing the program. See, next let us see about the what is statement. Statement is nothing but it contains the number of tokens. See, for example, I am saying if I need to print a message, hello world. Here there is function, printf function. By help of this printf function we can display the message. Here printf message, and then by help of semicolon we should terminate that statement. Here what are the tokens were there? Printf is a token, and the message hello world is one kind of token, and the semicolon is one kind of token. So each and everything should be written in lower case letters only. See, next let us see about the variables. Variable, we can store the values in a variable. See, I am writing a, suppose I need to print the statement, means by help of this printf function I can display some message hello world, and we can complete like this. This one is totally 3 tokens were there. Suppose if I need to store a value, means I can declare like this, integer a. Here integer, it is a token, and a, this is another token. So the token may be, whether it can be variables, whether it can be some constants, whether it may be some messages, whether it is be some function, the semicolon, each and everything is a token. Token, it is a bit of instructions which helps us to do some process. See, next integer a, that means I have declared the variable as, what is data type of integer? A is number data type. Integer means number. We can store the numbers inside the variable a. While first of all we will see here one rules is there. When we are declaring a variable, that variable name should be, starting letter should be, we should declare in alphabet. Suppose if you are not using alphabet, if you are storing some number value for declaring the variable, means then it will show the compiler will show error. These and all rules were there. And the variable size of the size should be, when we are declaring, the variable name size should be within 8 letters, and we should not use all the special characters. They were the limited special characters only we should use while declaring a variable, such as underscore. We can use underscore for declaring a variable. See, these and all rules. For example, if I need to store the register number, student register number, means just I can declare integer and here register number. Suppose if I want to store the average marks, means here for average mark I can declare the variable type as float, here average mark. Suppose if I want to store the student name, means here I can declare it in data type is character. Character means we can declare the character letters or alphabets to the variables. This one name, student name, that is S name, S underscore name, anything we can give. See, these and all variable names, these and all data types. Here in this one I can store number, in this one I can store the floating point, that is fractional numbers can be stored here for floating. Next character, here I can store the letters, that is alphabets, numbers. Here example 58, 56. For example, this is a register number, means this register I am storing, this register number will be stored in register number variable. Suppose average mark 95.5 means here I can store it in avg variable. This is variable name. variable name. These are the data types. Data types. Here the variable name, some rules were there, that only already we have seen. It should be only starting letter should be alphabet. See, register number, alphabet. Let us see some valid and invalid variable name declaration. See here, suppose register number means it is valid one. Suppose if I am giving 1, 2, 3 reg number, that means this is invalid one, because I am storing number for the first letter. First letter of this variable name is number, so it will shows the error. This one is wrong, this one is right. We can use some special characters. For example, register underscore number. This underscore is the special characters. We can use like that. Otherwise, at the very first starting value, we can give it like this also, underscore register number. Like this also we can declare. This one is valid. Suppose if I am giving 1, 2 underscore register number, means this also wrong, because starting letter is number. So these things and all we should remember before we are entering into the program side. Next one, data types were there. What are the data types? Data types, here it is integer is there, float, character, these and all comes under the data types. What type of data we are storing, that one is data type. Next, let us see about the constants. See, in constant there were two types of constants were there. One is number part and another one is character part. Suppose if you are storing a letters to a variable, it means that is a constant, character constant. What purpose we are using this constant means it will be fixed value. See here, I have declared at we can give the values to the variable in two methods. One is during while runtime we can give store some values at runtime. Another one, before running, at starting itself we can give some values to the, we can assign some values to the variable. That type of assigning value, that variable is the constant. For example, here the student number, name and student marks and all, we can store it at runtime. Suppose the student of department computer science, means that computer science department is the fixed one. It is fixed to every student. So we can declare the variable as department is equal to computer science. That means during while writing the program itself, we can assign the value. That value will be fixed. That fixed value is known as the constant. There were two types of constant, number and character. Next, let us see about the what are the operators we are going to use in the C programming language. See, operators, there were 7 types of operators in C programming language. See, first one is arithmetic operator, relational operator, bitwise operator is there, logical operator is there, conditional operator is there. Let us see one by one. Special operators is there. Everyone we will see now. See, first one, arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operator, it is used to manipulate some arithmetic datas, that is numerical datas. Here in arithmetic operator, what are the symbols were there? Operators. In arithmetic operator, plus symbol it is used for addition. Next, minus symbol it is used for subtraction, for multiplication, division and modulo division. This is arithmetic operator. Here the two things we should remember. See, first one is, this is the known as operator. Any symbol, plus or minus or multiplication, division or modulo division, this is known as operator. And left and right side variable is known as operand. Here it is operand 1. operand 1 and right side operand 2. Suppose A and B is there. I am declaring a variable integer A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 20. Suppose if I need to add these two numbers, means by help of this operator I am going to add the operand of A with operand of B. Operand is nothing but variable or values. It can be values. See, variable is nothing but it holds some values. Suppose if I am declaring a variable integer A, previously already we have seen first one data type and then variable name. Here while declaring this variable, automatically at the compile time the system will allocate the memory to the particular variables. Here A is the variable, it allocate the memory size and it will store it in some address. For example, it will be in hexadecimal also, address value will be. For understanding I am saying 2004. In address 2004, whatever value if you are given in the input, given as a input by help of the keyboard, that value will be assigned or stored in that particular memory location. Here in this memory location, suppose if I am storing integer A is equal to 10, means that 10 will be stored here. Here this is the variable name. Variable is nothing but it always refers the address part, address of this 2004. We can't remember the address name, so for that we are giving the alias name. See A. Suppose if I am storing B is equal to 20, means same like that. For B it will allocate the memory. Here 2008, for let us keep the address as 2008. This is the variable name, this variable 1 and variable 2. Here the 20 will be stored here. See, here I am using operand 1 and operator and then operand B. Next, let us, in this way the variable will be allocated, the memory space will be allocated. Default size is there for each and every data type. For integer means defaultly it will allocate the 4 byte for integer. Suppose if I am declaring character, means default size of the character is 1 byte. That means 1 letters can be stored. Suppose character CH, I am declaring the character CH, means here CH, it is the variable name. It will be allocated in some memory space. Suppose 2000. Here in 2000 address we can store 1 letters. If we need multiple letters store, means we should use string. If we use string, means more than 1 letters can be stored. In this way the variables were used in C programming language. See here next, already yes, operand is nothing but operand it can be a variable or operand it can be a number. Directly we can give number also. Next let us see about the arithmetic operators. Next after arithmetic operator, let us see about the relational operator. Relational operator. What are the relational operator is there? Relational operator, lesser than symbol is there, lesser than or equal to, greater is equal to, greater or equal to symbol is there, and not equal to. These are the relational operator. The relational operator, it is mainly used in the C program for comparing the two numbers or comparing the two values. See, first one you should remember here, while we are using this relational operator in coding part, so we are checking some condition, means at that time this relational operator it will returns the boolean values. Suppose if it is condition if it is true means it will return 1. If the condition is false means it will return the value 0. So let us see some example. Suppose if I want to check the two numbers whether which one is the smaller number, in that case we can use the lesser than operator. See, let us see the same example. I have declared integer a and b. Integer a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Suppose if I want to check this condition means here a is the operand and what is the symbol? Lesser symbol is operator and the second operand is b, whether a is lesser than b. Here it will returns whether true or false. Here what it will be written in arithmetic? In arithmetic operator it will returns the integer. That means it will return the answer. After adding the answer, what the answer? 10 plus 20, it will return 30. Here I am checking the, in relational operator I am checking the two variables, that is a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Whether a is lesser than 20 means yes, this one is true. So it will return the value as 1. That means true. Suppose here I am giving a is equal to 100. I am checking with the b variable means whether 100 is lesser than 20? No. So in this case it will return value is 0. So by help of these boolean values we can find or match the two operand. Next, same thing for lesser than, greater than, and here this equal to. Suppose we want to check whether a equal to b means in that case we should use double equal to. Double equal to, it is a relational operator for checking one. Suppose if you are using single operator means single equal to, it is used for assign the value. Suppose I want to assign value for b equal to 20 means 20 is assigned to the value that variable b. Here I want to check whether a equal to b means just we can give like this, whether a equal to b. That means it check whether a equal to b. A value is 100, b value is 20. No. So it will returns the value 0. That means false. Here instead of 20 I am giving 100 means a equal to b means in this case both values are equal to. It will returns the value true. Next, not equal to. Not equal to except that one. If it is true, not equal to means just it will return true. If it is equal to means it will return false. Just opposite to equal to relational operator. See here a is equal to 100. If I am checking whether a is not equal to b means here what will be the result? Result will be a is equal to 100, b is equal, both are 100. So the result will be false. That means 0 will be return value. Here I am giving instead of 100 I am giving 101 means here a value is 100, 100 is not equal to b. In this case it will return the value 1. That means it will return true values. See, next let us see about the logical operators. See, what are the logical operators used in C programming language means they were AND operator, here AND operator is there, OR operator and NOT operator. These are the logical operators. In AND operator you should remember one, both the conditions should be true. Suppose if you are checking the operand, in that case that operand should be, both the operands should be true. In that case the result will be, the return value will be true. This also the return value is boolean. Suppose if any one operand is false means in that case it will return value will be false. Just I will explain by with the help of a simple truth table for logical AND. Here I am using logical AND operator. Here what is the symbol of AND operator? Symbol of AND operator is double ampersand. That is double ampersand you should use. The truth table here, first one, say operand 1, operand 2, then result. Suppose if the first operand is false, 0 means false, 1 means true. We can give 0 or false. Suppose if the both the operand has false value, the result will be false. Suppose if first operand is false and second operand is true, then also the result will be false. First one is true and second one is false, then also the result will be false. If both the values are true, the result will be true. It is the truth table of logical AND. Here this can be implemented in programming. See, we will see a simple example for this one. In a class, there was a student, up to 5 students were there. Their register number is first one and name. Register number 1, here for register number 1 the name is Raja. Register number 2 the name is Rajesh. Register number 3 the name is James. Register number 4 his name is Raja. Register number 5 suppose name is Rahul. Here totally 5 students were there. Suppose if I want to check the name Raja, that means how many names it will be displayed? It will display 2 names. By help of AND operator, we can particularly fetch the value. By help of AND operator, the register number and name, we can mention the register number and name. After mentioning the register number and name, if register number and name have similar data, then automatically the result will be displayed. Here suppose if I am using, by help of AND operator, I want to check register number is equal to 4 and name is equal to Raja. Here it will check the condition. Both the condition is true means the result will be displayed. See, out of 5, here register number is 4, this operand is true, that is this expression is true. Next AND operator, by help of AND operator I am checking whether the name is equal to Raja. Here it will check the name Raja. So this particular record will be displayed out of 5 records. It will check each and every record. All the record will be false, this record only will be true. Here it will check the first condition whether the register number is 4, no. So here the operand value is 0, that is false. It will check the second one, name is Raja, yes Raja, this one is true. But here what operand are you using? We are using AND operator. In AND operator both the values should be true. Here one value is false, another value is true, so the result it won't display the result. Next one, it will check whether register number is 4, no, register number is 2. Whether the name is Raja, no, the register number is Rajesh. So these both were 0. In this case it will returns the value false. So this also it won't display, it won't be printed. Next third also similar to that. Next fourth one, when we are seeing the coming to this record, fourth record, here the first register number, that one is true, and the second one we are using AND operator, and second one name is Raja, this also true. So in this case both the values, that means both the expressions are true, operand are true, so the result will be displayed. So out of these 5, this record only will display here. These and all some examples of AND operator. Before we are going to see the programming, this a simple thing we should know. We will see deeply in the programming, at that time we will see in deeply. Next let us see about the OR operator. Here OR operator truth table is, for logical OR operator you should use only this pipe symbol, double pipe symbol you should use here. The truth table for logical OR operator, here first one operand 1, operand 2 and result. Here suppose if any one condition is true, the result will be true in OR operator. if any one condition, condition 1 and condition 2, or operand 1 or operation 2, here both the condition are false means the result will be false. Suppose if the result first one is false and second one is true, if any one is true means the result will be displayed, I have told. The result will be 1. Next one, suppose if the first operand is true value and second one is false means in this case also the result will be true. If both the condition are true, in that case also the result will be true in OR operator. Here I am saying main thing you should remember here, in OR operator any one value is true, the result will be true. Suppose we are checking the same thing, instead of AND operator, this one AND operator, I am taking this AND operator, instead of AND operator I am using OR operator means in this case what it will do, any one if it is true means the result will be displayed. That means it will check the first one. What is the first record? 0, that is false because I have mentioned the register number 4, but here what is the register number is there? 1 is there. This doesn't match, so the result will be 0. And second, the name will be matched Raja, so the result will be true here. And so it will go to the next record. In this next record, the result instead of 4 here only 2 is there, so the output is 0. Instead of Raja, Rajesh is there, so this also will be false. Suppose if it is both were false means false. If any one condition true means that true. Next it will check here the 4, similar to that one, third record also both will be false. Here 4 in this record the register number is 4 is there and the name is Raja is there, 1 and 1, so this will be displayed. So if you are using the OR operator, 2 records will be displayed here, that means 1 Raja and 4 Raja. Here OR operator, any one condition true, the result will be true, so it will be displayed. Either register number is equal to 4 or register number, the name is equal to Raja. If any one condition true, the result will be displayed. In this case we can manipulate the data in the table, in the list of names. Next one, logical NOT operator. In logical NOT operator we can use the symbol, this exclamation symbol. See, logical NOT, it is used to just opposite to the given condition. See, suppose if the condition is here for logical NOT, for logical NOT, if the condition is true, the result will be false. If condition is false, the result will be true. See, here I am saying for NOT operator, NOT, logical NOT, we should use this symbol. Suppose operand 1 result. If 1 means result will be 0, if the false means, that is 0 means result will be 1. See, I am telling to check the register number not equal to 1. That means not equal to 1 means except 1, the remaining everything will be true. Everything, every record will be displayed here. Suppose register number not equal to 3, display the register number not equal to 3 means it will display the numbers, every register number except the 3. So these are the logical operators used in C programming. Next, let us see about the bitwise operator. Bitwise operator, see, bitwise operator in C, they were bitwise AND, bitwise OR, bitwise exclusive OR, and shift operators there, shift left, shift right, ones complement, these and all bitwise operators. See, fourth one, bitwise operator. What purpose we are using this bitwise operator means, the bitwise operators are used for to manipulate the data at bit level. See, there were a lot of problems were there, such as ones to find the ones complement, twos complement, shift left, right, shift right, these and all will come under the binary digits values. Such kind of problems we can solve by help of this bitwise operators. See, it is also known as bit level programming. See, very first the bitwise AND operator. See about the bitwise AND operator. Here, for bitwise AND operator, we should use the symbol here, symbol ampersand. Next one, bitwise OR operator, we should use single pipe symbol. Next, for bitwise XOR operator is there. For XOR operator, we should use cap symbol. Next, shift operators. Shift operators, there were two types, shift left and shift right. For shift left, we should use lesser symbol, two lesser symbol. Next, for shift right, we should use the greater symbol, double greater symbol. These and all shift operators. See, let us see the truth table of bitwise operator. Here first operand values, operand 1, operand 2. What will the result in operand? Suppose by help of we are using operand 2 AND operator. What will be the result for using operand 1 is operand 2, that is OR. Next one, XOR. Here for XOR we can use the simple operand 1 cap symbol to operand 2. See, in this case these and all bit values, 0 bit, 0 bit, 0 bit, 1 bit, 1 bit, 0 bit, and both the bit were 1. This truth table is just like logical only. See, here this XOR is the this operator is used in bitwise operator. Here, suppose if both the bit value is 0, the result will be bit will be 0. If both the in OR operator also, if they both are 0, the result will be 0. This is for AND, bitwise AND, this is for bitwise OR operator. Suppose if any one is true in the AND operator, the result will be false because both should be true. In logical OR operator, if one bit is, any one bit is true means the result will be true. Here same like that, AND operator it will be false, it will be false. If they both the bit were true means the result will be true for AND operator, and OR operator also it will be true. See, here in XOR operator it will be different. See, if both the bit value have same bit, in that case the result will be false. Same bit means either if both values are false or either both values are true, in that case the result will be false. So here this one is false, this one is false. These two bit values are same, so the result will be false in XOR operator. See, here also both the bit values are true, so the result will be, here also it will be false. Suppose if the bit value is different bits, then the result will be true. Here first operand is false, second operand is true. That means here it has different bit. So what is the result? True. Here first bit is true, second bit is false. So here also the result will be true. This is the bitwise XOR operator. In this way we can use the bitwise operator. See, in program we will see the bitwise operator deeply. There was one's complement is there, two's complement, such kind of problems we will be seen on the program side. Just let us see the outline about the bitwise operator. In this class that's enough. Next let us see about the assignment operator. Assignment operator, it is used to assign the value to a variable. See, if a is equal to 10 means we are assigning the value 10 to the variable a. here see for example assignment operator in assignment operator what are the symbols were there? Equal to, plus equal to, minus equal to, multiplication and equal to, division and equal to, modulo division and equal to. These are the symbols. First symbol it is used to assign, suppose integer a is there and integer b is there, that means integer what purpose you are using? You are using to store the number values. Here integer, suppose I am storing like this, a is equal to b, I am assigning the value b is equal to 10 for example. Here what it will be, by help of this assignment operator equal to, I am assigning the value b value to a, or otherwise we can directly give the number also. Suppose a is equal to 10, this number integer value will be stored directly to the variable a. Next let us see about the plus and equal to. Plus and equal to means nothing but, suppose here a is equal to a plus b. Instead of this we can give like this, by help of this plus equal to operator we can give like this. Both were similar. Suppose a value is 2 and b value is 10 means, here a is equal to a plus b means, that means I am going to add sum the value of a to value of b and the result will be stored in a, that means a value will be, the result will be the 12. Here instead of this we can give, by using this plus equal to operator we can mention like this also. Here also the result will be 12. Next is similar to minus or equal to, multiplication or equal to. Multiplication or equal to means the left side value will be multiplied with the right side operand and the result will be stored in the left side operand itself. Multiplication. Modulo division. In modulo division it will divide the left side operand with the right side operand and the value, that means the remainder value, the result is remainder value only because it is modulo division. That remainder value will be stored in left argument or the left operand. So in this case this assignment operator, by help of this assignment operator we can do some problems like this. Next one, special operator is there. What are the special operators? See, size of, this is a kind of special operator, size of. Next one, ampersand symbol and star. This ampersand operator is used for return the address, return address value of variable. The star symbol pointer include pointer to the variable, and unary operator is there. Unary operator, plus plus symbol used for increment and minus minus symbol is used for decrement. So these kind of operators are special operators in C language. See, first one, size of operator. It is used to find the size of the variable size. Already in the declaration of variable, in that part we get on, at the compile time the compiler will allocate the memory to the variable. What are the variable we have declared? That variables will be, the memory will be allocated to that particular variable. See, suppose if we want to know the size of that variable means, by help of the size of operand operator we can find the size of the data type, any kind of data type. See, I am including the, suppose character, choice. This is one kind of variable declaration. I have declared the variable choice as character. Suppose if I want to find the size of that choice variable, means just by help of size of, if you give choice means it will return the value, what, how much memory it is allocated. For character, already in data type we have shown, it will returns the, for character default size is 1, it will return the 1 byte. Suppose if I am declaring a variable as float for rupees, float rupees, suppose if I want to store some rupees in a variable, in that case I can declare a variable float as rupees. If I want to find the default size of rupees, means by help of this size of operator I can give simply size of rupees, means what will be the return value? The return value will be 4 byte. So in this case we can find the size of each and every data types. Next one, address. See, address, it returns the address value. This also already we have seen. While we are storing the value to a variable, at the declaration part, integer a means the integer will be allocated some memory, and each and every memory it has a unique address. That address will be returned by help of this ampersand symbol. Where this a, suppose integer a is equal to, where this a is stored, at that particular address we can fetch by help of this ampersand. Next one, for star symbol, it is used for pointer variable. Pointer variable, by help of the pointer variable we can do anything. Suppose we can find any address. Pointer variable mainly used to fetch the address of other variables. So these things and all we will see on program, at the time we will see fully. The pointer, it is one topic is there in C languages, in that one we will see deeply about this. Next one, unary operator. Unary operator mainly plus plus and minus minus. Plus plus symbol is used to increment the value by 1, and minus minus symbol is used to decrement the value by 1. See, suppose if a is equal to 10 means, suppose I am giving a plus plus, that means it will increment the value by 1. The result will be the 11. Suppose I am declaring b is equal to 10. By help of this decrement operator I am giving a minus minus, means the result will be the 9. That is, it will be reduce the number by 1 for each and every time. Next, let us see about the conditional operator. Here this conditional operator, this also returns the values, some boolean values. If the condition true, it returns the 1, otherwise it will returns false, means it returns 0. Here let us see about the syntax of the conditional operator. The syntax is this seventh one. Here syntax of conditional operator. Here first expression 1, next condition, after that expression 2, next one, after expression 2 expression 3, exp 3. Here I can give the condition. Here if the result is true, the expression 2 will be displayed. If the result is false, means the expression 3 will be displayed. For example, here I am declaring the two numbers, a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. If I want to check the lesser number, means here just I can give, what is the syntax? Expression 1 is whether a is lesser than b. If a is lesser than b means then print expression 2, that is print a. If it is true means print here. Otherwise if it is false means print b. A, b. See, what is the value of a? 10. What is the value of b? 20. If a is lesser than b, that is 10 is lesser than 20 means, yeah, it is true. I am telling to print a, that means the lesser number is 10, it will be print, it will be returned. Suppose instead of 10 I am giving a value 100, means if it is checking like this, means a value is 20, 100 and b value is 20, whether 100 is lesser than 20? No, false. That means if it is false means the b will be returned here. That is, it returns the value 20. The lesser value is 20. In this case we can use mainly while seeing the program we will see about that. By using the if condition we can check the condition like this. Instead of writing the program we can simply by this statement we can check the numbers or we can compare the two numbers or these things and all we can do by help of these conditional operators. Next, let us see about how to create a program. In the program, what are the things we have seen, everything we are going to implement in the program. So these and all outlines we should remember before entering into the program. These things we should get, then only it will be easy for creating a program. Next we will see the how to start a program, what are the functions we can built-in function, how to access the built-in functions, how to declare the variables. These things and all we will see on the next video. I hope you enjoy this video. See you on next video. Bye.